happened to you? How does that happen? In 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 what world did you decide that it was a good idea to eat 6 raw pork chops? Your software can't handle. I didn't put that in your software. Your hardware can't handle that. Where did that idea come from? Okay. I told them to just wait on the lobotomy. I know that, dealing with cobwebs for a couple hundred years can really get to you. But at what point did a medical procedure make them think that making you think that eating 6 raw pork chops was a good idea? Did you not stop and think at all? Like, at all? Your warning lights are flashing at me. You had to know something was wrong, right? Like, you, no, just didn't consider the possibility. Okay, well, I have not had enough coffee today. Not enough. Not 6 raw pork chops. Why? Did they give you a reason? No reason. Just eat 6 raw pork chops and ignore the warning lights flashing. Yeah, good. I'm not gonna freak out. I am not going to freak out. I have considered it though. I have very much considered it. Okay, let's just get you fixed. That's damage. Get the pork chops removed and maybe just close your mouth permanently. Sounds like a good idea. Come on. Station yourself. I can't do this if you don't stand still. Come here. Okay. So I'm going to take the big drill. We're gonna unhook your esophagus and your chest so I can remove the raw meat, okay? Can you handle that? Lovely. This seems I'm gonna have to replace your audio case as well. Today is just a day, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, well, let me get my gloves on. I'm pretty sure I programmed some common sense. Just, no second thought on raw pork chops. 6 of them. In this room for 5? No, 6, alright. Yeah, you can't talk. You ruin audio cord, which means I have to give you new ones. Knowledge may be fast, my friend, but you are faster. Still. Yeah, you're talking now. Not the new ones in. Does that work? Okay. Okay, that's good. No, I'm not giving you the good ones. Ruined the good ones. I'm not giving you more. I'm gonna tape you back together. And I'm gonna pretend like I've kind of only fixed the surface problems here. You are somehow, by some miracle, still going. And that is good enough for me. So, I'm gonna put your front panels back on. And then I'm gonna drill your mouth shut. You don't need to have open orifices if you cannot take care of them. Like adults. You try to open your mouth. Yeah, no. I'm not unscrewing it. You can still talk. You can still communicate. But you will not be eating any more pork chops than the grocery store. You know, I'm happy for them. I'm happy they got the lobotomy, that they don't have to deal with cobwebs anymore. But one thing we're not gonna do is just start wreaking havoc. We're not doing that. Now go. Oh, it says here that you scheduled a lobotomy. You look a little young for a lobotomy. It says right here you've got cobwebs. How long have you had cobwebs? You've had cobwebs for 300 years? Oh boy. Yeah, understandable. Um, recent medical history, you had a removal done at our sister clinic. They're prescribing you medication? Don't know? Okay. Alright, well, I just need to do a few checks for my end. You spell your first name, spell your last name. Okay, and date of birth. Okay. I will get you the consent form for our records so you can sign for the procedures. And then I'll get you prepped and we can get started. I swear they hide the forms from me every single time. I'm just so confused as to where they could possibly be. Are they? Yeah, they're in here. So this folder is the consent form and the information packet. I need you to read through the information packet, fill out the back, just basically saying that you've read the packet, that you understand all the information, and that you understand the procedure. And then you'll go and you'll sign the consent form, which means you are consenting to everything listed in the packet. And then I'm gonna run through the procedure with you one final time, and then we'll get started. Okay, go ahead and fill that out. Good pen. And when you do that, I am just gonna get all my supplies out real quick. I know that cobwebs can be a really difficult condition to live with. I just don't think that enough people really recognize how helpful a lobotomy can be. If you even work with cobwebs for really more than, a good 90 years, it can be really, really hard. Going through life, dealing with, constant cobwebs, waking up with cobwebs, them being everywhere, because it just doesn't start in, the orifices. It's all over your skin, it's in your hair, it's in your teeth, it gets in your clothes. Pretty sure that ruins your dryer. Yeah. And, it's just not easy, really, dealing with, conditions that last for so long. Because I know that, spiders, on the other hand, they only last for some 200 years, but cobwebs, once you have it, you have it for the rest of your life, first 50 years are easy, but just, as you go forward, it can be a lot. It can be really difficult for, especially, with you being so young, just dealing with, everything that comes with having cobwebs. It affects your jobs, it affects your families. Some people can't have kids. That's sad. Oh, you finished. Okay, just knocking everything over. Take that for our records. And now that you've signed everything, I'm going to go ahead and walk you through the procedure. So I am going to mix up an anesthetic for you, so you won't feel a thing. And then I'm going to clean the area with some alcohol pads. And then we'll get drilling. We're going to drill here and here. We're going to go through the temples. And we are going to remove the front part of your brain. It's a little scary. And then we are going to just sew you back up. You'll be in recovery for 14 to 20 days. And then no more cobwebs. All done. Okay? Alright. I'm going to go ahead and let you sit with that information for a little bit while I go ahead and prep your anesthetic. We're a bit of an older clinic, so we do use deer bones in our medication. You'll notice really it's just the legs and the jaws and maybe a few spinal pieces. It's really not that much. Alright, anesthetic's already. And you're just gonna close your eyes. I'm gonna take one of these alcohol prep pads and just run it across your forehead and your temples. And then we're going to apply the anesthetic. And then I'm gonna put you under. You won't feel a thing. I never understood why they made these so small. That's not gonna cover our forehead. It's really not. Just gonna go over forehead, your temples. And now I'm going to go ahead and apply this to, the needed areas. This can be really difficult because it does feel weird. You will feel this like cold, numb sensation for a little bit, and it might be a little bit difficult to get used to. You won't feel it for very long though. Now it's time for that to sit and work. When that cold, burning feeling goes away, just let me know so we can get started. Until you are completely numb, legally, I cannot start the procedure. If you have any questions, now is the time to ask before I start. And yeah. What else am I using? Yeah, not much. Um, so we're gonna go and I'm going to, just kind of take this needle. We're going to prick two little holes into the basically drilling sites because we are gonna have to drill through the bone of your skull. So we're gonna prick that, and then we're gonna use just this tiny little device, and we're going to basically cut over the flesh to avoid tearing, to make scarring really nice and easy, keep the healing process from being too complicated. And we're going to drill through and use this to essentially hook the part that we're going to take out or remove it. It will be sent to our labs for testing for any other underlying conditions you may need to look for when it comes to lobotomy. And then we're going to remove the screws and replace the tissue. We will sew you back up, clean you, and then we'll send you some payments and you'll be on your way. Oh, that. You're numb? Okay. Um, I'll grab my gloves and we can get started. Right. Okay. So, just close your eyes. What's that? You want your eyes open? Good. That is a strange choice. gonna cut you open now. You won't feel a thing, but usually you might flinch just knowing that it's happening, not necessarily because you can feel it. Just gonna. Now you will feel a lot of pressure with this next part. But just try not to think about it really. If you're not thinking about it, you really won't notice too much. Now, I'm gonna need you to hold so very still for this. Because if I accidentally grab wrong part of your brain, lobotomy will go very, very south. Okay, very good. On. Right, I'm gonna go ahead and take those strips out. And well, we'll get you cleaned up and sewed up. Alright. Super still for me. So we can get you set up real quick. Lovely, lovely. Start on the side first. Something wrong? Well, no, I mean, I'm not. This is not the Stone Age. Lobotomies are pretty quick and painless now. Gracious. Very good. Fabulous. I just have to switch hands so I can see what I'm doing. Like, you all cleaned up. And get you some meds. You'll be on your way. We're lovely. We'll go ahead and write you a prescription for just some basic pain meds, really. And it can be on the way. One time I need you to spell that first name. I have not heard anything like that in a while. Last name? No. And date of birth. Okay, and you had a lobotomy for severe cobwebs. And what pharmacy is closest to you? Okay. Can you pick that up today? Or, goodness, my handwriting is not as good as it used to be. That I have not operated a body in a while. Go. you can check in with a friend, and if anything else needs to be done, they can get you squared away. Have a good night.